they really don't know how to pop their. So I wanted to talk about Shericka Jackson being possibly hurt, and I also want to talk about the Netflix special called Sprint, and it features Shericka Jackson, Carri, Gabby, Thomas, a whole bunch of people that are about to participate in Paris 2024 Olympics. So according to Jamaica Gleaner, Shericka Jackson pulled up just meters from the line at the Gailani Istanbul Memorial in Hungary earlier today. Jackson, the double sprint national champion who hold the hopes of Jamaica in both sprints, walked over the line in 36:29 after leading right up until the moment she pulled up 10 meters from the tape. The 200 meter, I don't know why this phone is doing this. I have a new phone and it is, anyways. The 200 meter world champion was able to walk away from the race on her own steam, and the nature of her injury is unknown. In her absence, St. Lucia's Julia Alfred hit the tape first in a season's best of 22:16 seconds. I watched the full race on YouTube, and one thing I will say is that her knee that she pulled up on was already taped up before the race. I don't know if she already hurt it and she was still trying to run through the pain or run through whatever was happening to her, but I noticed that her knee was taped up before she even started racing, and that is the same knee that she pulled up on during the race. With the Olympics being 2 weeks away, as someone that used to run track, I don't understand why our athletes are still participating in track and field events when Olympics is 2 weeks away. And I understand that during track or during your track season, you still have to run, you still have to participate, you still have to keep your reflex flowing basically, so that when you go to Olympics, you don't seize up and you forget what you're doing. But I feel like it's cutting it a bit too close to Olympics to be participating in these track events. And I feel like, honestly, Jamaican athletes should be at home recuperating, training, and if they are doing any track events, it should be at home and they are racing against each other, because Jamaica is full of athletes and full of talent where track and field is concerned. So I don't understand why they're still doing large events when Olympics is 2 weeks away. And I understand that track and field is a lucrative business and a lot of Jamaican athletes do not get paid what they're worth, and they have to go out there and participate in majority of the big events as far as running is concerned, and that's how they stack their money and make their money. I feel like that's why a lot of our athletes end up injured. So Shericka is injured, and I feel like it's a big reason why Elaine is also injured, because our athletes have to participate in almost all the major running events, big events or big meets, to make sure that they can sustain themselves and sustain their lifestyle. And I feel like when you are an athlete, especially a sprinter in the US, you don't have to do that, because you get big corporate sponsorship from like PayPal, Kellogg's, Fenty Beauty, the list of big corporate sponsorship that would sponsor you if you are a runner in the US are endless, and I feel like Jamaicans and Jamaican sprinter have the ability to garner that, but I don't feel like they're maximizing their capacity or maximizing their potential. And this is something that I noticed when I was watching this sprint series on Netflix, is that Jamaican athletes, especially the females, are humble to a fault. They're humble to the point where I feel like they come off docile, or they're unsure of themselves, or they really don't know how to pop their when it comes on to press, when it comes on to doing the most on the field. I feel like they are too humble, and I don't understand why they're so humble when they have made a name for themselves, and they can also back up themselves on the track. It's not like a newcomer that have to prove themselves. They have multiple world titles, they have multiple Olympic medals. So why are they so humble to the point where I feel like they're unsure of themselves? The only thing I can say is our sprinters need to take a page out of Noah Lyles. And quite frankly, Noah is not my favorite. He's not my favorite sprinter, and yes, he's with a Jamaican girl, blah blah blah, but I feel like he understands how to transcend the sport of track and field, how to transcend just running. He knows how to market himself. He knows how to get people talking, people watching, people looking. And I feel like it was the same thing for Usain Bolt. I can't even mention Noah without mentioning Usain Bolt, because when Usain Bolt first came on the scene, I feel like they felt like he was a showboat. He wasn't a good sportsman. He wasn't humble. And I feel like that is how Usain was able to transcend track and field and kind of leverage himself outside of track and field and get big corporate sponsorship and have a whole lot of people talking about him. And not only that, with the showboating and getting people talking, he also could back up what he was doing, because no one could beat him or break his world records. So I feel like Jamaican athletes in general, whether that goes to track and field or soccer or cricket or whatever it is, I feel like as a people, they expect us to be humble and docile, and I feel like we need to move out of that, because we liquor but we talawa for sure, and we can back up most of the time us being great athletes, whether that be in track and field, cricket, soccer. So if you can back it up, show out. Show that you put the work in and you belong here, and get to leverage your career or transcend your career outside of whatever field that is. So I actually enjoyed sprint. I enjoy seeing the back and forth between them interviewing Shericka, Shelly, and Shakari, Nola. With all of that being said, I feel like sprint is definitely something you have to watch. And being that I used to run track for a while here in the US, I enjoy kind of tapping into that part of me. I feel like that was a part of me that I didn't get to explore. I didn't get to reach my full potential, if I may say, but I enjoy watching track and field from a spectator point of view. And definitely watch Sprint on Netflix. I feel like they dropped it at the perfect time when both America, well, the United States and Jamaica was finished with their trials and everybody made it to Paris 2024. I feel like they're dropping these things at a perfect time. I see they have another one coming up with Simone Biles, which I'm excited to see that one also. But as far as Shericka is concerned and her being possibly injured,
so now that we know that Shericka is not really injured, she just had a muscle cramp and she's ready to go. I am kind of playing devil's advocate because I feel like now people are going to think that she may pull up in her race in the Olympics, and that may be a blessing and a curse. Competitors may think that she is not in tip-top shape or in her best form, and that may work to her advantage. If I was Shericka, I probably wouldn't have came out and said that it was just a cramp. I would actually let people think that I was injured and then come to Olympics and beat them, because they would think I'm injured, so they wouldn't run as fast and they wouldn't go all out because I'm their main competitor, I'm their main rival.
but I feel like everybody is kind of looking at her now like, who's gonna take the 100 meters? Who's gonna take the 200 meters? And with the 200 meters, Gabby Thomason is in tip-top shape, and she hasn't been on the track and field circuit this year because she's just coming off an injury. So I feel like she is ready for Paris. And now that Shericka has this injury, I kind of feel like she's kind of at a disadvantage, and I'm hoping it's not something serious. It's something that they can do a little bit of physical therapy for the next 2 weeks and she will be okay and she will pull through. With that being said, I know that Shericka is not the only person that is representing Jamaica in the 100 and 200 meters, and I have no doubt that Shelly and Fraser will definitely grab a medal both in the 100 and 200. I don't quite remember if she's running the 200, but I do know she will definitely be grabbing a medal in the 100 meters for sure. For sure. She is about to retire, and I feel like she wants to retire on top. As far as someone else to look out for, definitely Tia Clayton. I am super happy that she went pro. I think we got the shock of our lives when she actually beat Shellian in the 100 meters in Jamaica to make it to Paris, and I feel like she is more than capable. Like if she has someone in each of her race where she can pace herself to, she is going to be a-okay, and she is going to make it to the finals. And even if she doesn't make it to the finals, the fact that she just went pro and she is going to the Olympics is a big stepping stone, is something that she should be proud of, because I don't feel like she is at her peak or fully developed yet, and the fact that she is already going to the Olympics, that is a huge accomplishment. I can only imagine she's going to be a force to be reckoned with once she is fully developed and she's at her peak in her career. So I feel like she is definitely somebody to look out for. I wouldn't be shocked or surprised if she grabbed a medal for us too, but the field is stacked. Field is going to be stacked, especially where the women are concerned, both from Jamaica and from the US. You know that they are our biggest rivals, and I feel like all the women that are going for the 100 and 200 meters from the US and Jamaica are really strong athletes. So, and they're hungry. They want an Olympic medal. There is nothing like a Olympic medal. Usain Bolt said it himself. There's nothing like a Olympic medal. So
the whole show, I love the rivalry between Jamaica and the United States of America. I also like seeing the different coaching styles and how the coaches are different and they interact with their athletes very different, and how it's very different how we train in Jamaica versus how they train in the United States of America. Another thing I will say is I wouldn't mind getting another sweep 1, 2, 3, but I don't think it's going to happen. This is my prediction for Paris 2024. I think Shericka is going to come first in the 100 meter. If she don't get too bold and brave and celebrate too early or try to shut down the race early, she is definitely going to come first. I think Carri is going to come second because she has that speed and she don't have to worry about running the 200 meters. And I think Shelly is going to come third. And I think Tia is probably going to come fourth or fifth. That's my prediction. I'm hopeful we may get another 1, 2, 3 sweep, but I think it's unlikely for us in this Olympics in the women's 100 meters. As far as the women's 200 meters, there's no doubt in my mind that Shericka is going to come first and get a gold medal, but she is definitely going to be in contention with Gabby Thomas. I do think she can pull out a win and get the gold medal against Gabby Thomas. And as far as the other Jamaican athletes for the 200 meters, I haven't seen them run enough to see how they would stack against a field like other runners from other countries and other runners that are in the 200 meters in the United States, because the 200 meters in the US is stacked with talent. Okay, the 3 girls that they're sending, super good and super amazing runners. So I feel like Shericka definitely will come second, and I feel like the US is going to get, I feel like Shericka is definitely going to come first, and I feel like the US is going to get the silver and bronze medals.
Let's talk about our 4x100 meters. We have shut down track and field 100 and 200 meters, both in the women and in the men's, for the past 15 years. And I feel like our reign is slowly coming down. But I feel like Jamaica definitely have talent coming up where we're still going to be a force to reckon with, but they need a bit of development. So I feel like we may get a medal if all our T's are dotted and our I's are crossed. I feel like Natasha Morrison, Tia Clayton, Shelly and Fraser, and Shericka, I think they can get the job done and get us a silver or bronze medal in Olympics. And that's just my opinion. I wish Elaine was there, but we know that she's injured. She has to take care of herself and her health. And as far as the men are concerned, I feel like for a long time, since Asafa Powell retired and Usain Bolt retired, the men have been very lackluster. I feel like the talent have not been there, or the talent was not fully developed yet and we couldn't see the potential. But I feel like I still have my money on oblique Seville. I don't know what I see, and I understand that Kishane Thompson just has a world leading time going into the Olympics. I will say that Kishane actually looks like he is a fully developed athlete, like he is ready for the Olympics. If all goes well and he doesn't get injured and he makes it through all his rounds, I feel like he is definitely a contender to go up against Noah. And I can't even say Noah only, because the US men 102. So before I was rudely interrupted, and I feel like the US team, especially where the men are concerned, it's fully stacked. They have 3 to 4 amazing runners for the 100. They have 3 to 4 amazing runners for the 200. And I feel like Jamaica definitely have their work cut out for them. Do I feel like we have the potential? Yes. Can we get a medal? Yes. I feel like between Kishane and Oblique, we definitely could get a medal. But I will say the people that they have on their field as far as America is concerned, they are veterans. They have been here before, most of them, and I feel like they're fully developed athletes. They're running for different things. They're running for their career. They're running for their lifestyle. They're running for their kids. So if Jamaica want to get a medal, especially in the men's in the Olympics, they're gonna have to come hungry and ready and fit. Okay, they're not going to give you anything. They're not going to give you any medal. They're not going to give it. You literally will have to take it out their hands. And I feel like Kishane is ready. Do I feel like Oblique is ready? Based on Jamaica's trial, I feel like he is getting there. And I feel like once Oblique is a fully developed track and field athlete, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, just because of how I see him run now. But I don't feel like he is fully developed as a athlete quite yet. I feel like he needs to put on a little bit more mass to give him a little bit more power. Or I don't think he's at his peak. I don't think that he is at his full potential where I can say, okay, we're going to the Olympics. Oblique is definitely giving us a medal. Kishane is definitely giving us a medal, because they have run a consistent time of 9.56 or 9.66, and that's a world leading time, and they have done this multiple times over the years, and they have win a world championship. They haven't proven themselves just yet in that aspect, which is why I feel like they can still come out and get a medal and be hungry and do something for Jamaica. But I also think that there is definitely room for improvement. Yes, I'm hopeful. Yes, I know that they can do it, but that's just my opinion. My predictions for the men 100 meters. I feel like Noah Lyles is going to come first. I can't forget the guy from Botswana. I think his last name is Tobago. I think he's going to come second. And I think between Oblique, Seville, and Kishane, we can get a bronze medal. But the American 100 meter team is so stacked. Fred Curley, who was a 2022 world champion for the 100 meter, and also Kenny, and they're running excellent times. So I'm hopeful that we may get a bronze medal in the Olympics. But I will say that Fred Curley and Kenny you need to watch them. You need to watch those two if we're going to get a medal. Hopefully they'll false start, or they don't make it through their heats or their semifinals. But the 100 meter men's team is stacked, and I'm hopeful that we will get a bronze medal between Kishane and Oblique. So they're going to come second and third. As far as the men's 200 meters,
I honestly don't feel like we have anybody that can medal for us in the 200 meters. And I may get kicked in the butt for saying this, but I don't. I feel like Noah Lyles definitely have the 200 meters for the men unlocked, and I feel like he's definitely going to come first. I think Fred Curley and Kenny are going to come second and third, and I can't forget the guy from Botswana. His last name is Tobago. I think that the 200 meters we're not going to medal in, and I'm hopeful and I'm always rooting us on because we look about with Talawa and we always make things happen for our country, especially in an Olympic year. But to me personally, I feel like the United States is going to sweep if all the guys make it through the heats and semifinals to the finals. I feel like they will have a sweep and they're going to come 1, 2, 3. Outside of them coming 1, 2, 3, I think the guy from Botswana may disrupt that 1, 2, 3, and he may come second or third. So that's my prediction for the men's 200 meters.
So, with that being said, that is my little roundup for what I think about Shericka's injury, because she looked like she's injured. What are my thoughts on the Netflix special Sprint, and what I think is going to happen in Paris 2024. It's 2 weeks away, and what do you guys think? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Do you think that Kashane can run another world leading time against Noah Lyles in the Olympics? What are your thoughts? Deuces.